Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about a recent Jacksepticeye claim that has pretty much gone viral now. There's a lot of people talking about it. MrBeast himself actually took the time to respond to this clip. I guess he felt pretty disrespected by what Jacksepticeye said in this video, and it's kind of sparked a debate around YouTube in general at this point, and I just kind of wanted to throw my 2 cents in on everything here and kind of just discuss the clip, what exactly Jack's saying, because truth be told, this clip has blown up, I feel like, a little bit more than it really should have, right? Now, in the clip, Jacksepticeye, it appears, is doing some sort of like lie detector test for a video or like a clip, and one of the questions asked to him is, do you think MrBeast like ruined YouTube? Do you think his content's good? And Jacksepticeye gave the answer he gave. It's been pretty controversial, and as somebody who's done YouTube for years at this point, right, I have a lot of experience on the platform myself. I've been actually watching YouTube actively since at least 2006, 2007, so I've been around pretty much the entire time this website has existed. Like 90-95% of this platform's history I've been around for, so I have a pretty good amount of knowledge on the platform as well, and both of these guys, I mean, Jacksepticeye is a veteran in and of himself. So I'm going to go ahead and play the clip and let you guys see what was said, and then we'll talk about MrBeast's response to this entire thing, and then I'll throw my 2 cents in on it all. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the video.
Now, Jack, a completely unrelated question. Do you like MrBeast?
No.
Jack, do you think MrBeast ruined YouTube?
Yes.
Now, in all honesty, Jack, why?
Because it became more about views, money, and popularity than it did about having fun.
You just don't think he had fun playing Squid Games? You don't think he had fun riding on yachts? Building wells in Africa? I don't know.
If he had fun doing those videos, they'd be longer. We'd see the fun.
Ooh.
I thought you were going to get me with that one, didn't you?
Who's the YouTuber you hate the most?
I don't know. There's a lot of groomers and pedophiles on our platform.
Alright, so, obviously, that was pretty shocking to hear. I don't know, like, most people love MrBeast, it seems like. I've never seen a content creator come out and just be like, yeah, I don't even like the guy. Now, personally, I like MrBeast. I don't watch every single upload. I'm not gonna sit here in front like I'm some MrBeast fan club boy or something. That's just not the case, but I do like MrBeast. I do think overall he's been a net positive for YouTube, but I'll get more into that here in a little bit, obviously. So let's go ahead and talk about MrBeast's response. So basically, MrBeast went ahead and came to Twitter with the following. So I ruined YouTube because I didn't buy a mansion and sports cars and instead reinvested my money into making content / staying focused on doing good and inspiring kids to help people. Quote, if he had funds, the videos would be longer. What does that even mean, lol? You think I'd give up every hour of my life for 14 years if I didn't have fun? This clip is insanely disrespectful, IMO, and obviously there's just so much I could say about his content, but I'll just go ahead and take the punches and be the bigger guy. Sigh. Alright, so a lot of people really took MrBeast's response here as like him being salty about criticism, you know, him just getting mad because another YouTuber critiqued him. Now, honestly, I don't think what Jacksepticeye said was, like, wild by any stretch of the imagination. I don't necessarily agree with everything he says, but I don't think it was, like, you know, just some blatant nuclear attack that can't go unpunished, you know? Like, I don't know, it feels like some people, not saying MrBeast really, but more like the fans kind of took this as some sort of, like, death attack that it really didn't need to be. So, MrBeast, obviously, though, didn't take to this very well. He thought it was pretty disrespectful. So, let's go ahead and just address what Jacksepticeye said in his clip. So he said he doesn't like MrBeast. Honestly, I don't really care about that, man. Like, it's not my job to police whether or not everybody likes MrBeast. Like, to pretend like everyone has to love everybody is just insane, right? He has his right to say he doesn't like whoever he doesn't like. But he then goes on to say that, yeah, he thinks MrBeast ruined YouTube. And the reason why is because after MrBeast, apparently YouTube switched to, you know, people only really doing it for money and for views and attention instead of doing it for fun. Everybody kind of went towards just trying to build careers and businesses out of their platform instead of just making fun content. Now, obviously, it's pretty much impossible to say MrBeast didn't do this, right? Like, yeah, all these videos that he makes, for the most part, are about either, you know, giving away money or, like, raising the stakes super high to try and, like, max out the views as much as possible. Like, MrBeast has very clearly been someone who's, like, studied the algorithm and is, like, constantly trying to scientifically make the most viewed, most watched, most hyped video possible. But I don't think that MrBeast is the reason that this happened. Now, a lot of people, because MrBeast is like the top YouTuber right now, and he's like kind of the, I would say, golden standard, if you will, for a lot of YouTubers, and a lot of people wanting to pursue YouTube, that, you know, you have a lot of like copycat channels, right? That just try and blatantly rip off the same style that MrBeast has gone for, try to rip off his thumbnails, his titles, everything that he does, right? That is definitely an issue, but I don't think MrBeast started that. I mean, for instance, Jacksepticeye, he's done like a lot of Let's Plays, right? He's gotten popular in the gaming niche a lot, and you know, that's where he really kind of took off. But I mean, if you've been on the platform before like 2018 or 2019, you'll remember there's been so many different creators and so many different content formats that have even come and gone or stayed relevant, even like Let's Plays, right? And they were obviously used by a lot of people at the time for cash grabs. For instance, when PewDiePie was the top guy on YouTube back in like 2012, 2013, everybody wanted to be like PewDiePie. Everybody was making Let's Plays. Everybody was playing Happy Wheels. Everybody was fucking trying to do low random derpy humor in their videos for whatever fucking attention, right? Everybody was trying to be just like him because that's what was making money at the time, when like monetization was really starting to become viable. And even after like that 2012, 2013 era, you had like prank channels in the 2015, 2016, 2017 era where, you know, a couple guys came along, right? And they started just pushing the extents of where these prank videos would go. And then everybody started doing this. The next thing you know, you had people fucking going into the ghetto and saying the N-word to people, or like being racist or like being offensive, and running around, oh, it's just a prank, bro, when they're about to get their ass beat. Like, there have been content niches and formats that came before MrBeast that everybody was trying to exploit. Like, do you remember, if you're an OG YouTube like user, right? Even before monetization was a thing, back when people going viral was like really the most you'd really get paid out of all of this. I remember when the jump cut really like kind of hit the wave on YouTube. Then next thing you know, everybody was doing jump cuts. Everybody jumps on trends on YouTube. That's how the whole website has always operated. There's always been, you know, that one or two examples that people kind of used for everything. I mean, even like Ray William Johnson, right? Like, this is a guy who helped really popularize a certain type of content on YouTube, and then he went for the money. You know what I mean? He went for that fucking bread. He chased the money, and relatively now he's pretty, I would say, irrelevant. You know, he's not really like as popular as he was back then. So even like Fred, right, in 2008, 2009, this is somebody who went viral online, and then when the money opportunities came in, next thing you know, there was movies being made on Nickelodeon and shit like that. So to pretend as if like MrBeast came along and he was the first person to make YouTube all about the views, all about the money, all about getting attention, all about getting clout, that is not true. That's just blatantly not true, and Jacksepticeye, I feel like he really should know that, because he's been around as long as he has, and he was in the Let's Play community, where I mean, even till this day, you have people still trying to blow up off of Let's Plays and make as much money as they can, spamming Let's Play content. Like, it's not like this is something that just started on MrBeast. However, yes, it is true that MrBeast is very heavily imitated at this point, and that's the problem. What's ruining YouTube and what's destroying the platform, quote unquote, is not people like MrBeast who are actually doing something more ingenious, right? They're helping revolutionize content. They're helping kind of move the boundaries forward with the type of videos they make. It's the thousands of people who aren't MrBeast, who aren't actually talented, who actually don't have any idea as to what they're doing, who want to run along his footsteps in the snow, and they want to take the type of content that he's made and they want to just copy it in all the worst ways. Just like when gaming content became super oversaturated back in the day, and I know this because I was one of the people making Let's Plays. That's how I started on YouTube. I was filming fucking NBA 2K13 off of my iPod Touch and Modern Warfare 3 commentaries off my iPod Touch. Like, at a certain point, you had thousands of people doing that, trying to rip people off, right? Like, it's just, that's the problem. There's so many people on YouTube who, instead of trying to make their own content, try to follow whatever's popular. And when they try to follow whatever's popular, they never actually live up to the same standards. And that leads to situations where you see people with the like overly cartoon and saturated thumbnails that are like weird, like MrBeast has, and them trying to be just like him. It really feels like criticizing somebody who's not even really responsible for the people doing what they're doing. Like, it's not like MrBeast is encouraging everybody to rip him off in the worst ways, you know what I mean? It's just one of those like unfortunate circumstances where MrBeast is kind of just the face of a type of content that at this point is becoming oversaturated with stupidity, and eventually some new content format's going to come along, or some, I would say, popular content format is going to be revived in some way. And then because of that, you're going to see a whole new trend unfold on YouTube where people are going to be doing this. And then in 10, 15 years, whenever the new MrBeast comes along, everyone's going to be saying that they ruined YouTube because, oh, look at what they did. They did this, they did that. Look at how everyone follows what they do. And ultimately, I don't even believe that YouTube has been quote-unquote ruined. Like, for me personally, like I said, I've watched YouTube for almost 2 full decades at this point, in reality. Pretty much every day, you know? So, like, I have a good amount of experience, and I don't think there's been any point in that history of me watching the platform where I'm watching as many different content creators as I am right now. Like, I've heard people say, like, oh, YouTube's dead, bro. There's no content to watch. There is content to watch. You just have to find it. You have to try new channels and, you know, give some trust to new creators. Like, I think that's part of the problem too, is a lot of people have become fatigued of the content that they've watched for so long, and instead of like addressing that fatigue, they think it's like a service problem. It's not a service problem. I watch probably 2, maybe even 3 dozen different YouTubers pretty actively, you know? Maybe not every upload, but I follow along as best as I can as somebody with other things to focus on too. And they're all making great content. You know, there's a lot of great content creators on the platform that aren't doing also what MrBeast is doing. So I think that's another point as well. Like, it's not like everybody is forced down this one rabbit hole where if you don't make content just like MrBeast, you can't gain a following or an audience. Like, YouTube is one of the only platforms where you can legitimately blow up off of pretty much any type of content. Like, there's beauty YouTubers, history channels, science channels, gaming channels, commentary channels. You name it, there's like content creators for that. Like, any video game, any media franchise, whatever. Like, you can find content on pretty much anything on YouTube. There's not many websites where you can really say that. I think it's really more of like a personal perspective argument, right? Like I said, a lot of people, they're fatigued because, you know, MrBeast and that type of content has been so relevant and dominant for so long, but that's because it works. MrBeast is constantly gaining millions of subscribers and getting all these views because people like that kind of content. People like those kinds of videos. And it's fine if you don't. It really is. Like I said, it's not like I'm tuning into every single MrBeast upload, watching every second of every upload, buying Feastables and whatnot, right? It's just like, I think people's real issue is actually behind the issue that they're putting forward here. I think most people don't really think MrBeast ruined YouTube. They think that the people who follow in his footsteps and try to be him are the ones producing the subpar content, and they're the ones driving that perceived decline. Ultimately, man, I think a lot of people just need to continue using the platform and continue broadening their horizons and just seeing what else is out there. And I'm not even saying like about me or any other creator in particular. Like, people could watch me or they could not watch me. I'm still going to be here making videos. That's just how it is. Yet there's some people who don't follow those kinds of schemes, right? They're not here because they enjoy making videos, right? They are really here just to replicate other people's success and make money. But I do think when you see people very blatantly doing that, like they're just clearly trying to copy someone else, usually they don't become successful, like 9 times out of 10. I will say that. Sure, you do have your, I would say, once in a blue moon situation where somebody just rips off someone else, takes it to the moon, even if their content's not even the best, and people just watch them because it's a train wreck or whatever. But pretty frequently, I mean, you see people try to do stuff that everyone else is doing, and since they're not actually entertaining or innovating in any way, they don't really get viewership. So, I don't know, man. If the YouTube community regulates itself a little better, I feel like this issue might not be as prevalent as people think. But with that being said, Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at SubTheOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus talking about if MrBeast ruined YouTube and signing out.